What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. This video is about braking dynamics and center of gravity. In this video, you will learn what is braking dynamics, load transfer while braking, how braking and location of CG affects the handling behavior of vehicle, and how to find the location of center of gravity. So without spending much time, let's start now. Braking dynamics is related to designing a system that can generate the proper amount of braking force while proportionating the braking force between front and rear. This is similar to the concept of vehicle dynamics, as braking dynamics also involves the formation of mathematical models that can be used for calculating the minimum stopping distance, maximum deceleration, pedal forces, we can do brake analysis, etc. So in the figure you can see, we are having the car with the wheelbase L. The center of gravity is located at a distance of A from the front tire center and B from the rear tire center. The height of the center of gravity is h from the ground. The weight of the vehicle is W, which is acting vertically downward at center of gravity. The static load on the front tire is WFS and on the rear tire is WRS. On balancing all the forces along the vertical direction, we will get W equals to WFS plus WRS. Taking movement at center of gravity, we will get WFS multiplied by A equals to WRS multiplied by B. On solving 1 and 2, we will get the static load on the front tire, which is given by WFS equals to W multiplied by B divided by A plus B. Similarly, the static load on the rear tire is given by WRS equals to W multiplied by A divided by A plus B. So this is the static load on the wheel when the vehicle is standing stationary on the ground. Now suppose the vehicle is traveling with some velocity and then the brakes are applied. Here the front braking force is FBF and the rear braking force is FBR. In this situation, the load transfer on the front tire is given by WFD and on the rear tire is given by WRD. As you all know, the vehicle is braking. So, the inertial force, or we can say the D'Alembert force, will act at center of gravity in the forward direction, whose value will be given by W by G into D, where G is the gravity and D is the deceleration of vehicle. Balancing all the forces along the vertical and horizontal direction, you will get WFD plus WRD equals to W, and FBF plus FBR equals to W by G multiplied by D. On taking moment about the center of gravity, you will get WFD multiplied by A minus WRD multiplied by B equals to FBF plus FBR multiplied by H. From the equation number 2, you can write WFD multiplied by A minus WRD multiplied by B equals to W by G multiplied by D multiplied by H. On solving equation number 1 and 3, you will get the dynamic load transfer on the front and the rear tire respectively. From the equation you can see, at time of braking, the load on the front tire increases as compared to the rear, which is basically the load transfer while braking. Now if you want to calculate the terms like maximum braking force, minimum stopping distance, maximum deceleration, I already made a video on these topics. You can check those videos from the I button above or from the link in the description box. Now let's understand how load transfer while braking affects the handling behavior of the vehicle. So here you can see a tire load performance curve between lateral force and slip angle. Here this curve is for the tire whose slip angle increases with the increase in load. So the maximum slip angle is alpha 3 at maximum load of 300 kg. Slip angle is basically the angle between the traveling direction of the wheel and the pointing direction of the wheel. The value of slip angle for the front tire is given by alpha f equals to WF multiplied by V square divided by C alpha f multiplied by RG, and for the rear tire it is given by alpha r equals to WR multiplied by V square divided by C alpha r multiplied by RG. If you want to know more about these equations, slip angle, tire load performance curve, I strongly suggest you to check my videos on these topics from the I button above or from the link in the description box. Now suppose here is your vehicle and you are at a situation where you have to brake to slow down and then take a turn. So as you brake, the load is transferred to the forward direction. What will happen now? This increase in load will increase the slip angle of front tire according to this formula. That means now you have to increase the turning angle delta for the same turning radius, which is basically the situation for understeer. So if you increase more load on the front tire, you will surely encounter understeer in some situation. This load transfer is also helpful in a case where you are having a front wheel drive vehicle. Basically, on increasing the load on the front tire, you can accelerate more with better traction. Now if you shift the center of gravity backward, what will happen now? So same as earlier, if you increase the load on the rear tire, it will lead to the increase in slip angle of rear tire. That means there is a greater angle between the traveling direction of wheel and the pointing direction of wheel, So basically, you will encounter oversteer. This condition is bit helpful while braking because when you brake, the load is transferred to the forward direction. That means you can get even load distribution between front and rear. Also, for a rear wheel drive vehicle, you can accelerate more with better traction. So center of gravity plays an important role in load transfer and handling behavior of vehicle. Now let's find the location of center of gravity. For finding the location, you have to follow some steps. Step 1. Find the individual load on each wheel using scales. So after measuring, you will get W1, W2, W3 and W4. Step 2. Find the location of center of gravity from the front and rear tire center. The total weight of the vehicle is W, the load on the front tire is W1 plus W2 and on the rear tire is W3 plus W4. Make sure you have the wheelbase of your vehicle and track width for the front and rear tire axle. Now taking moment about the rear contact patch B, we will get W into B equals to WF into L. Also A plus B equals to L. On solving equation 1 and 2, you will get the values of A and B, that is the location of center of gravity from the front and the rear tire center. Step 3. Location of center of gravity in horizontal plane, that is top view of vehicle. According to the loads on left and right tire, it's possible the center of gravity is not along the central axis or the longitudinal axis and it is slightly shifted from the central line. So, taking a general case here, we will find the offset distance of center of gravity from the longitudinal axis. So in the figure you can see the top view of vehicle. On taking moment about the x2 axis, you will get the following equation. Also, yu is equals to y1 minus tr by 2. On solving equation number 1 and equation number 2, you will get the offset distance of CG from the central longitudinal axis. Now, in this equation, if front and rear track width are equal, then you will get the following offset distance from the longitudinal central axis. Step 4. Vertical location of CG from the ground plane. For finding the vertical height, you have to lift the rear axle of the vehicle up using jack, such that the front tire is stationary on the weight scale without moving forward. So in this figure, you can see the car is lifted from the rear with a small angle theta, which can be approximated as delta h by L if you don't have an instrument for measuring the lifting angle. Also, the nomenclature of all the terms are listed here, you can check that. Now, taking moment about the point O, you will get Wf multiplied by L1 equals to W multiplied by B1, where L1 is equals to L cos theta. From basic trigonometry, you can write B1 divided by B plus C equals to cos theta and C divided by H1 equals to tan theta. On solving equation number 1, 2, 3 and 4, you will get H1 equals to Wf multiplied by L minus W multiplied by B divided by W tan theta. In this equation, you can see Wf multiplied by L minus W into B is equals to delta F, which is basically the load transfer from rear to front axle. So here, H1 is the height of CG from the tire center line. For finding the height of CG from the ground, you can write HCG is equals to RL plus H1, where RL is the loaded radius of tire. So here you got the CG location of your car. And finding the location of CG is very important because it helps in analyzing the load transfer while braking, acceleration and cornering condition. It also helps in studying the handling behavior of your car. So this is all about braking dynamics and center of gravity. This much for this video. Thanks for watching. If you find the video useful, do like it, share it. Also, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. If you want to check my blogs on vehicle dynamics, automobiles and software, you can check on my website. The link is in the description box. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring.